Hi, it's Terry Joyce. Getting ready for the show right now. We're a little bit start in 3 minutes, but um, okay. But Time for Hemp is not online yet, so I'm waiting for them to come online so we could start the show. And I don't know. I always get like a little anxious, because sometimes like Casper doesn't come on until midnight, and then I'm like, oh my god. Sometimes it's been like 12:01 or 12:02, and I've wondered about whether or not the show's going to happen or not. Hello, I see I have somebody watching. We haven't really started yet. I'm still waiting to get a call from Time for Hemp. So we haven't really officially started the Hollywood Hempers Hour show yet. Oh, he's on now. I think I saw him sign in. Okay, we're cool. I'm probably going to get a call in just a moment. Then we're going to like add all the acts on and stuff like that. But this is probably Jason America, maybe, I think. Hi, Jason, if it's you. I don't know why I'm sitting here explaining it to you. But if it's not you, if you're not Jason America, I am just waiting to get a call. I can tell that he has downloaded the content that I sent him for the show. So now I don't know if the board op is going to be Sasha or if it's going to be Casper tonight. But we'll find out. So, in the meantime, I'm gonna drink a little bit more coffee. Jeffrey Peterson. Jeffrey Peterson is the comedian on the show tonight, and yeah, I think he's getting it. Jeffrey Peterson is the comedian on the show. We also have TLB. Oh, I'm getting a call. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fine. I hope the files that you sent, you made sure that they were loud enough for the audience to hear.
We played them all before.
Well, I know, but usually when you send files, I have time to go and bump them up. So if we got them in our library, I'll go get the ones out of the library that we already have.
Okay, all right. Yeah, they are kind of those are actual repeated ones, but I figure since we have Roland and Jeff and I back on, might as well like replay our clips.
Greetings. You've reached 818-233-2202.
Apparently, Jeff is not going to make the show at the moment. That's the number I've got from you there.
That's the only number I have for him. So he.
What?
Hello, is this TL?
No, this is Thor or Roland.
Oh yeah, Casper, we have Roland on Skype.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, he's big fat pothead. We did Skype last time.
Right, that's right. Well, I need that reminder sometimes. I'm a stoner.
Okay. Stoner.
Ronnie Smith. Did you give me his real name? Jesus Christ. Alright. Now let's get let's his face back up. Let's see if Jeffrey will go through his phone. Okay, well I got you both on there. We can try to see before we go into it any farther if you're able to hear the music.
We also have another guy that's on the show too, TL Weed.
Is he on the first hour?
Yes.
Can you hear this?
I can hear it.
We don't need to do our video.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you hear the music?
I didn't hear it.
Alright, I'm gonna reboot, call you both back.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get a call back. happen in a moment. Steve Danks is tuning in. I'm going to let him know that we will be starting soon. Still waiting. Here we go. Hi.
Jeffrey Peterson one more time.
Okay, and then the other number is on there. I think I sent it to you already. Do you want me to give it to you again?
For
TL Weed? Yeah, TL Weed.
Got it.
Okay, cool.
TL Wood.
I think I said wood for a moment instead of weed, and then I realized it was weed. I'm like, what am I doing? It's not wood.
That's TL Wood.
If he's not there, we can definitely just start off and then just.
Hello.
Hey, Jeff, there you are. Cool.
Hello.
Hi, Jeff. Can you hear us? Jeff?
Hello.
Jeff?
Can you hear anybody?
Can you hear anybody?
Apparently not.
Hello.
Hello?
Goodbye, Jeff.
Okay, Jeff can't hear us.
He might have been able that might have wanted to pretend that he couldn't so he could say, oh, I don't know, something wrong with my phone. I just had
Do you think... Let's try TL Wood. Let's see if we can get him.
I am right now. Okay, as soon as I get to the conversation, let's see. Conversation. Add people. T. Yeah. Seriously. Add conversation. T. There we go.
This is Stella.
Hello, is this TL?
Yes, this is me.
Oh, great. Okay, we're getting ready to start here for a moment. We're having trouble connecting with Jeffrey Peterson. So we're just starting like a slight bit late here. Thanks for doing the show.
No problem.
Okay.
I've done my show for, well, I don't currently do it, but I've done it for many years, so I understand that things happen before shows, and sometimes they get postponed or start a little bit late.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Casper, do we want to try Jeff one more time?
Yeah, go ahead.
And then if we don't get him this time, then let's just go ahead and start.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get him.
Is Roland on the line? Roland A.Duby?
I'm on the line.
Hey, brother, how you doing?
I'm stoned. Man, I'm so stoned. I've been making oil all day and I've been licking.
Hello.
Hey, Jeff, can you hear us?
Hey, what's happening?
Okay, cool. All right, so we're all here. We're just getting a little bit of a late start, but we're going to start off here in just a moment. I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to do like a little bit of a monologue in the beginning, and I just want to be able to do that. If you guys want to laugh and stuff like that, that's great, but then after that, if you don't want to laugh, that's fine, but, because maybe it's not funny, but I want to have like that opening segment going on, and then introduce Roland as a co-host, and then bring you guys on the show after that. Is that cool?
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, all right. And then after that, it's going to be, I'm real excited.
It's a town where there are no small joints, just small stoners, where Kush is a girl's best friend, and law-breaking is the new liberty. It's the Hollywood Hemtress Hour, hosted by your honey blonde Hemtress, Terry Joyce. Yeah.
Welcome to Hollywood Hemtress Hour on the Time for Hemp the Time for Hemp Network on iHeartRadio. We did get off to a little bit of a late start tonight, but as they say, time doesn't really exist. So we are on when we are on, and Hollywood Interest Hour isn't even really an hour anymore. So, as a matter of fact, if the who knows what might happen, the internet might go out and it might just be like 55 seconds. But I'll keep going as long as we can. Can you tell that I smoked some really good bud? I'm feeling really great tonight, and I hope that if you're tuning in right now, you are feeling really good too. You got a really good buzz on. This is the midnight hour on the Pacific Coast. We're a little bit after midnight. You know how it is when you smoke some really good bud and you get to like hang out with like your friends and talk about some really cool stuff that's going on. And one of the things is that I've had a pretty mellow day today. I did some social networking. I was on Facebook, and a friend of mine posted a picture. He's from England. He took a politician's picture and had Bob Marley slogans with it. And I missed the weed part on it, but it was like he was making this ideal politician that would be supporting marijuana. And a friend of mine always told me, she said, you know what, if marijuana ran for president, it would win. And, I think that if there was any candidate that was really out there that said, had like really great slogans, like instead of like, hope you can, change you can believe in, it's like, cannabis or bud you can believe in, or I don't know what the slogan is exactly, but and there are a few that have been there before. I mean, we had Governor Gary Johnson and Judge James Gray, who he was on the vice president ticket, and he's like he's on our network right now, and I can see it that it's like it's beginning to happen, but I don't know what was wrong with me today when my friend posted it. I just saw this like hypocritical politician with these like new age slogans that the collective consciousness wishes that it wants to have, like this whole mind manipulation for us to think that we're actually voting for somebody that we're probably not really voting for in the first place. And so how sometimes you get really revved up on Facebook and you just want to make that comment, and like you smoke some really good bud and your comment gets really like you think, yeah, this is my speech of the century. So I wanted to actually like read a little bit of what I wrote, and just sort of like maybe just like while you're listening, the listeners out there, like maybe I could just like share it with you. Like this is what I wrote in my comment. I wrote I'm always too skeptical with campaign slogans that focuses on where the collective wishes to be. We got duped with hope you can believe in and change you can believe in. Yeah, there was a change, okay? In my opinion, a change for the worse. I mean, I'm ready for a candidate that doesn't give us a soundbite or a slogan that is a hypnotic flashcard for a collective reaction. I mean, for me, a candidate needs to break the usual mode of marketing and focus on honestly communicating with his constituents what he intends to do for the greater good of the community. I want to know how he's going to represent us to the best of his ability. I am tired of having my representatives from the local city councils on up to the president serve another agenda. Let us get rid of those that have been bought off and sold to Wall Street, the lobbyists and the corporations who have no interest in the well-being of mankind. Like, I wrote this, right? And then the guy says, he says, Terry, what happened?
No small joints, just small stoners.
What happened?
My bad. I'm trying to get your bumper queued up, and apparently I hit a button. My bad.
That's pretty funny, actually. Anyway,
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that, girlfriend.
you never.
All of a sudden.
And all of a sudden, my speech is finished.
I'm trying to do my job.
I go, oh my god, he hates it. I've just been cut off.
I love it. I just want to make sure when you say we're ready to go to commercial and I hit the button, you hear that.
Okay, all right, that's fine. That's what I love about live radio. You just never know you never know what's going to happen. It's totally exciting at every moment. But anyway, to the last point I was making, after I made this big speech to this guy, he goes, "Oh, Terry, I created that. I was just kind of like thinking like it's a fantasy, like a fantasy politician." And I go, "Oh my god, I just like totally I felt like I insulted all of his slogans. And he goes, those are Bob Marley like lyrics. And I'm like, oh my God, how nerdy am I not to know, like, not recognize that as a Bob Marley lyric. And so I kind of like had to like, walk away with my tongue, tail between my legs. But the point is I do believe, I don't know what the point is. The point is that we're just all here and I'm just expressing it. Who needs a fucking point, right? There is no point. I don't even care to make a point anymore. So, but what I want to do is I want to get on with the show. And right now, I'm so excited to introduce my co-host. He's going to be here. He was here last Monday, and he's here tonight, which is Wednesday, but we're actually Thursday morning. It's not really Wednesday night. It's Thursday morning now. So he's here Thursday morning with me, and he's going to be here this Friday. And he's been working on this amazing project where he is raising funds to start a hotel where people can take cannabis oil and heal from cancer. And so I would like to bring to the show Roland A.Duby. I just gave you you don't care if I give you a real name, do you, Ronnie?
Oh, I'm known by many names.
Marijuana Man, Roland A.Duby, Ronnie Smith, he's AK. We don't really know who he is totally. I'm kind of thinking maybe it's really Ronnie Smith, but who knows? Maybe it's, maybe it is Roland. So thank you for being here. And then I also have a longtime friend of mine tonight, and a comic that is known as the 420 Comedian. We actually started the Dope Show back together in 2006 in the Annex in Pasadena, and he's just been taking it and skyrocketing and just going everywhere with the dopest show on earth. And he is now moved to Colorado, where he is just blowing up over there, and so is the comedy scene. So I want to welcome to the show the 420 Comedian, Jeffrey Peterson.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, it's good to have you here.
Indeed, good to have you.
Thank you. Hey, Roland, how you doing? I'm here in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, right now.
Oh, you're in Nevada now. Why did you go to Nevada?
I am working here in Las Vegas. I frequently. I'm hooking, hitting the streets now. I am hitting the clubs. I've been doing Bally's and Planet Hollywood frequently, and I'm a regular over at the Plaza. So I come here to earn a little dough, and then I go back to Colorado and get to enjoy life.
Well, that's great, Jeff. It's so where are you playing? Like, are you playing somewhere this weekend?
Yes. Well, tomorrow night I'm hosting over at Bally's at the LA's Best Comedy Club inside Bally's, and then this weekend I will be at the Plaza, performing at Bonkers at the Plaza. So, yeah, I perform here pretty regularly. And what's been great is the dopest show on earth, which is now going to be celebrating, get this, Terry, 8 years this week we're celebrating from what you and I started. We've taken it to Las Vegas, and it was great. It just was here a little bit less than a month ago, and it was on Fremont Street, and it was great. And now I'm so happy to be taking the show to Denver, Colorado. So I'll be doing 2 shows, February 21st and 22nd, over at the iBake in Denver, and that's gonna be cool.
That's fantastic, Jeff. I'm so glad to see you, doing this and getting working and keeping the dopest show on earth going, and it just seems like right now is the perfect. It's like the timing is right, isn't it? I mean,
It really is. You know what? It's like after all is said and done, and everybody gets their medicine and they get their recreational cannabis, and everyone's got their edibles and all their toys and accessories to play with stuff. They're gonna want to have something to do, and that's where we step in. We come in and get to entertain people who are stoned, and I love that.
Yeah, me too.
Laughter is the second best medicine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
And, I think what we do in particular the three of us as comedians in the cannabis world, I think we're going to become very valuable. And what's interesting is and Terry, I'm sure you've seen it, and Roland, I'm sure you've seen it. These comedians who never really were into the whole cannabis scene are now jumping on it like wagons, and they're trying to come up with pot jokes, and they're trying to fit in the stream that's going on.
Isn't it funny though? I mean, in a sense, it's almost like I love it. I felt I predicted it to happen at some point,
Yeah.
or I imagined it. And sometimes you're never sure if it's really going to happen or not happen, but you're hoping that it happens. And I feel that we're at that point right now, and the wave has just started. If you see what's happening politically, and then you see what's happening in terms of entertainment, and just people are kind of the general attitude towards it. It's like, oh, you smoke weed, so do I. And we're starting to. It's like, remember when like there were certain porns like Behind the Green Door, or the Double Mrs. Jones. Those crossed over into the Housewives. It's the average like middle America woman said, yeah, I'll go to the theater and watch those movies. And I think that's what really shook things up for them, or politically, or for
Did I tell you
First
my new
Amendment.
plot for Deep Throat, Terry?
No, you didn't.
Oh, well, the doctor, me, smokes so much pot that his sperm is 75% THC, and Linda Lovelace has throat cancer.
Wow.
Okay, you guys, you know what we do? We do need to take it. Yeah.
I've got my own version of that movie, and we're close.
All right.
Looks like yours. A little twist here and there.
Well, I also want to introduce to the show TL Weed. He's also with us. So thank you for being here, TL.
TL Weed from my neck of the woods. Hey,
Yes.
how's it going, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually, for the people that don't know, the owner of I Bake Denver that you will be playing at later in February, or doing your thing at later in February. So for the people that don't know, I own I Bake Denver, so it'll be nice to have you here. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm super excited. The guys that brought me to TL Weed and I Bake Cameron versus Humanity and Chris Compton. Perfect guys. I'm super excited. They're my headliners, and I've really, what's great, Terry, is the Colorado comedy community, especially in the campus aspect, really embraced me and made me feel welcome. And I think there's a lot of funny people in Colorado, and I can't wait to share that with people.
That's great. You guys, we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with more Hollywood Hempress Hour in just a moment.
Cool.
I think we are going to take commercial. Okay.
Right on.
Okay.
Just chilling forever. This is a good show every Monday to Friday. For 2 hours a day. We can pick this up. I started traveling 14th September last year for him, and well, and I do like got it. I'm the CEO of 2 corporations that own 7 different businesses in the industry etc. So I can't.
I don't know if anybody can I'm having trouble hearing TL. Is anybody else having that difficulty? Roland, can you say something? I think my connection is bad.
It's weird, and most times you get static when you talk, when it's not on there constant. Sometimes you hear maybe it's
that's better.
This is Thorough.
Okay, that's better.
Oh yeah, that's so much better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, good. Okay.
Hello.
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 I feel like the Brady Bunch right now.
Casper, I cannot hear you. Might have to try again.
Can you hear
He
me?
can't hear us.
Jeff can't hear us.
Yeah, he said he couldn't hear us at all.
Casper?
He's calling him back.
Okay.
Okay.
I see the little dots moving.
Hello.
How about now, Jeff?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Great.
Great. I can hear everybody now.
If you ever get yourself a gig that pays you any money, you might want to get yourself a real cell phone and quit using one of those little tin cans and a string, bitch.
Well, you know, I wouldn't be a comedian then. I have to have something to make fun of, bro.
All right.
Casper, can we play Jeff's video in this second break, because I think he's going to he's not going to be able to stay for the whole show.
We can play his audio. I can't do shit with his video.
That's what I meant. I meant to say audio. I said video instead. Sorry about that. I have my brain on video all the time.
Terry, I like your. See you later, Mike. Your brain is very mossy tonight, Terry. I like it.
very, very mossy? Mushy?
Very mossy, yes.
Oh, bossy. Am I bossy?
No, mossy. No, M-O-S-S. It's like M. Like you've got. It's very.
It's very north
fertile
side
tonight.
of the tree.
You're stoned off your ass, and I love it.
I'm pretty stoned. I'm pretty stoned tonight.
Well, we're coming back.
Yeah. It's been a while, too. I was out, and now I have a little bit, and I'm like, oh.
The American farmer needs a successful cash crop. Now, hemp is a plant that's proven to be versatile in creating over 50,000 products, from cloth and paper to fuel and medicine. And when prohibition was leveled against liquor, it was still legal to grow corn and grapes for other purposes. Now, this should be true of hemp. Return our roots to America, help re-legalize hemp.
Education, information, see what all the buzz is all about. Time for hemp. Time for hemp.
Twin Towers. Give me some love. I'm not showering with a man who has got tits bigger than most chicks I've ever been with. And this was a big black bottle of nothing. It was fun, man, you guys. I'll tell you what, getting locked up for medical marijuana, that's fun. That's a fun thing. I hope you guys look into it. Let's make this shit legal and taxable, right? Everything good? Stop fucking around. Sorry, it's on the 420 comic, but hey, we are all representing 420, so give it up for Howard Dover for So, you guys have a good year so far? Yeah! Had a pretty good year. Been trimming down, losing some weight on this new fad diet. It's called poverty. The bar is really low. Give it up for that, man. You guys. I am single, or as I like to call it, available. But I used to be a married guy, and when I was married, I hated her. My wife didn't want me watching pornos. And she said, "If you want a porno, I'll make."
Can you all hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, how long?
I can't hear. I mean, I'm hard of hearing, so I didn't know if you could actually hear him talking.
We can hear it. Pretty good, yeah.
Not now.
Last time I went, security surrounded me before I left my car. They accused me of doing cocaine. Actually called me a cokehead. I was fucking offended. The obvious anyone that I'm a pothead. Besides, guys, we all know it's not right to do cocaine in Disneyland. You do cocaine in Magic Mountain. You take your mushrooms to Disneyland. Who else has been on Tom Sawyer Island for 5 fucking days? Or you not have to? Yeah, ain't here in Magic Mountain. You do this game, bro. We got a little tongue down. That's literary the other guys. It's called The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Yeah, man, I fucking, I'll tell you what, man, it's no wonder a stoner. Look, I'm a stoner, and you guys are stoners. Look at the shit we grew up on when we were kids. You guys ever see HR Puff and stuff? Yes. Remember the words to HR Puff and stuff? HR Puff and stuff. Who's your friend when things get rough? HR Puff and stuff. You can't do it little because you can't do enough. That sound familiar? And what does HR mean? HR, figure it out. Hand roll. Not gonna pick up.
Welcome back to Hollywood Hemptress Hour on the Time for Hemp Network. Oh, I'm so stuttering today. Welcome back to Hollywood Hemptress Hour on the Time for Hemp Network. We're also the only pro-cannabis network on iHeartRadio, so we're special. And you know why? We're so special that go to our website at timeforhemp.com and make a donation to us. Because we are getting the message out there. We've got over 20 hosts and some of the most, the best activists, the best entertainers, out there giving this message. So make sure that you hit on our donate button and support us. And if you want to have a business out there, a cannabis business, like Dixie Elixirs or Magical Butter, or and you want to advertise with us, come talk to one of us and check out one of our advertising rates and come on board. We've got tons of advertising space available, and we are reaching a huge audience. We play in France and Germany, in Spanish with programming. We're starting to get programming all over the world because we're going to spread the message that hemp can save the world, and cannabis can heal our bodies, and our comedians and our musicians can help make you're gonna laugh, and you're gonna hear some great music, and we're gonna bring in some love in the world. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. The comedian that you just heard before was our guest, Jeffrey Peterson, at one of Howard Dober's comedy extravaganzas. Was that at the Comedy Store, Jeff?
Yes, it was. That was at the Comedy Store in La Jolla, and that was about, less than 24 hours after I got released out of Twin Towers in downtown LA, after I got arrested for a marijuana sting operation. So that was an exciting set right there.
And what's ironic now, I mean, that you're going to be doing your show at TL Weed's Club. That's a little piece of synchronicity. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your comedy club. Is it a comedy club specifically, or what kind of, or is it? What is your place like?
Actually, what we've got here is very, very unique. I think, plus very unique, that I've been told by people in about 7 different countries and all over the U.S. We have a private membership head shop that we allow cannabis consumption in. We give cannabis away to our members at times for free and customers for free. And then in the evenings, we like to kind of change it into an after-hours club sometimes that either has comedy or that is a dance club, and it's not a huge place. It's very intimate, I guess you can say. It's under 100 people, but the setting is absolutely phenomenal. Just think of, I guess how it's been explained to us, just think of how you used to hang out and just have a blast in your friend's basement getting high. It's that kind of feeling. It's your friends, and everybody that's there is respectful and has fun, and it's a good time.
Teal, that just sounds really wonderful. I mean, and what is the name of it again? And how can our listeners, find it? How can they find you? How does somebody become a private member?
It's iBake Denver, and they can go to ibakedenver.com. We are going to have it set up, here coming later in the year, where they will be able to get a membership online because we are going to be working with other companies. Plus, like I said, I have multiple websites, and a couple of those are e-commerce stores. So right now, we're building the iBake brand. I have iBake University, which is an online school. The big thing we're focusing on right now is iBake Denver. I have internet radio, though, iBake Radio, iBake TV. So I really like to go with that name. We have somebody that's opening up a franchise store, iBake Lakewood in Lakewood, Colorado, here in about 2 weeks. But I kind of forgot where you went with the question there.
Oh, no, it's great.
I was just sitting here doing that. But so Terry, you can see why I'm going to have my show there. This is going to be great. I'm excited. It's the only 420 venue. It's the only 420 friendly venue where everybody openly knows going in there that you're smoking. There's no alcohol served. There's no alcohol that you can bring. So it's really a different set of people because you don't get the alcohol in there. So I'm serious. There's been comedians that have jokes for alcohol crowds, and they stand up there and they tell two, and they're sweating, going, "Oh fuck!" And they'll tell you that too because it's an open mic, and they're like, "Holy shit! I wasn't expecting this to have jokes for people who are drunk, and you guys aren't, and that's not working." So it's a different setting, especially for comedians. I have a bunch of PCP jokes. I hope they go over well.
You know what, Ronnie Smith, Roland, you had a question. You wanted to say something. Are you on that show too? Are you on the same?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there performing.
Oh my God!
Oh, nice.
Look at this. Everybody's here tonight.
We've got a phenomenal lineup. We've got the sketchy entertainment guys, Roland A.Duby. Come on, Roland A.Duby. I had such a great time performing in front of Roland and Jack Hare before when Roland was running around with Jack Hare. And I'm so happy to have such a funny, knowledgeable guy that has gone through so much. Dude, this is gonna be a blast. So I'm honored that you're able to do the show.
Oh, me too. Thank you so much.
And
I thought that I'm gonna have both of you guys out here. I haven't got to meet Roland A.Duby, but we've been talking literally for years, at least the last 2 years on Facebook. So I think Facebook is a great social media network, and because of that, I'm going to be able to. And I've actually heard of Jeffrey Peterson because of Facebook before the event, and obviously now more through the event. So I'm very happy I get to meet two of these people because of the social media network. It's great.
that's fantastic. This is I love how this is all kind of synchronistic, and I knew that Roland A.Duby and Jeffrey Peterson were doing this show together. And I was like, cool. That's why I wanted to have Jeffrey come on this week so they could plug the event in Colorado. But I had no idea that it was actually at your club.
Oh, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Got it. That is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I had a thought that you may not have known because you didn't point it out, and that's something that if you would have known it, when he was saying it, you would have pointed it out because it was a great intro, but you didn't know that. So it was like, hey, you don't. So it'd be cool that you know that. I own many, as Cameron told you, I own many different companies. I am like you are. I'm very much into educating people about cannabis, and that's really how I got into it. And back on, so the club is iBake Denver, so that's all you have to Google, or if you Google marijuana smoking shop, like where you can smoke in Colorado, and I guess it's really the only thing that comes up. It might come up under the 24-hour pipe and tobacco shop, because when we originally branded it last year, that's what it was branded as, because we were going to be open 24/7. But so you know, too, and I would like to mention on Saturday we will be celebrating our 1-year anniversary.
Oh, cool.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Oh,
I think we lost them.
we did, didn't we?
Those must be guys on telephones.
Yeah. Casper, are you there?
He's got it. He's working.
Okay, great. Well, we did. We, you know what? We accidentally lost them. We lost them on such a really great thing.
No, we have no excuses entertainment. Sales and distribution. Put your name, number, and
Oh no, that's his machine. Hey.
Here I am.
All right. Well, you know what? We do need to take a commercial break, so it might be a really good time to do that, and then we can come back and get T.O. Weed back on the line. So we'll be right back.
If I do a bong hit,
I don't know what happened. I disappeared.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, I know, but you're back. We'll be. So, Casper, can we play the potheads versus pot smokers versus the tweakers video MP3?
Sure.
that is a funny freaking thing.
Thanks. After coming out of this next break, and then in the second hour I'll do Roland.
Ooh, right on, baby.
Because I want to like kind of in the second hour get your new stuff out.
Oh, you didn't mean do me.
Well, I can do that too if you want. No.
See you guys later, man.
Oh, bye, Jeff. Are you gonna take off now?
Bye now. See you later, buddy. Bye.
I think he's saying goodbye to some people.
I'm saying goodbye to some people, Terry.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So when you come back, can I just basically just like wrap up that I'm going to be there and I'm excited to be there, and then.
Absolutely. Let's make sure that people know the date, the specific date, and is there any pre-tickets going on for sale?
I believe so. I believe they can go to iBake and get some. To iBake and get some, yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's.
Rain prior event.
Do performers have to become members of the private club, or do you have a special temporary membership or something?
No, we give the we give the comedians that come in, we give them a month membership for free. And every time they come in and perform, they get one for free. So if you come in the first time of performing, you get one for free, and then if you come in another time before that, or when it's time to renew and you're going to perform again, you'll get it for free. So they essentially
Right on.
Good seeing you. I'll see you guys on Monday. Okay. So, Terry?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what I was gonna do is just mention, the show again, and just mention the fact that, this week will be, like I said, 8 years. So this is like a dream come true for when you and I started. I mean, here we were at the Ice House trying to make this thing happen, and getting a hard time for bringing these potheads, and now with it's come full circle, and I think this is going to be what kind of we've been trying to do: have a show in front of people that can, legally use cannabis and laugh.
Right. Yeah.
Ground fucking breaking.
Yeah, and
Tommy Chong's
for
not
me,
even doing it first.
For me,
His
it's
next
just,
concert
it's like,
is in the 22nd of March.
yeah. I'm sorry, did you hear that?
I said Tommy Chong isn't even doing this first. We're breaking ground.
That's right, yeah. I'm excited
on the
that.
22nd of March.
Well, that's great, man. I'm glad we're the ones doing it, because what's trippy is there's a whole group of people like us that we're not the Doug Bensons or the Joe Rogans or the Tommy Chongs, and we're the ones that are gonna people are gonna turn to and go, wow, you guys were the people actually like in the trenches.
I'm trying to get his attention with his people, but nobody on his staff will ever return my call. I've sent messages through all the social medias when they were promoting their little animated Give Their Voices to. Their team of people approached me about having them on as a guest. I wrote back, please, let's make it happen, and they never wrote me back. I've sent him people who know him, people who fuck him, who smoke with him, who suck his dick to get a message to me. And I can do it. I'll reach him. I'll get Tommy on your show. And I haven't heard even Tommy call me up and say, fuck you, Casper, go to hell and hang up. So.
Well, I sucked his dick, and I can't even get through to him, so it's really hard.
Casper, how much more time do we have before we're back?
20 seconds, and you get possible.
Okay.
So, Terry, I'm going to wrap it up. Is that cool, Terry? We'll just
Yeah, that's totally cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
On the effectiveness of medicine, go to SeriousSeeds.com to grow your medicine. That site again is SeriousSeeds.com.
And I got a friend of mine who says, because you know what? If you legalize marijuana, you might as well just.
Definitely, I've never met before. Good shit, man. That was very funny.
You cannot compare pot smokers to drinkers. I mean, maybe they get their house cleaned up and shit, but whatever. Okay, good for you, alright? You know what, and I don't know, and I know, like, especially out here, like, I see the horrible tweaker signs. I mean, like, my God. And I know that happens. Because I lived with a tweaker before, and it's a nightmare. You turn on your remote control, and your fucking microwave goes off. You know, you got things wired from here to here, you know, like there's like a freaking paint stroke that's like half done, like, fucking, I lost my attention span. Let's paint something else. Hey man, why don't you try it? You want to know why it's so great? Because Hitler made it, and that's how the Berlin Wall went up. I'm like, wow, what a selling point. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like the word, like, come on now. Like, how is this even like, you're sitting there, I mean, I've done it before, so I don't like, and it's like freaking Drano if you're gonna, God. But you know what? I think that the tweaker and the pot smoker can work together. Because the pot smoker will think up stuff and the tweaker will execute it. This is really how we create a perfect society. Welcome back to Hollywood Hempress Hour on the Time for Hemp Network. We are the only pro-cannabis network on iHeartRadio, and thank you for being tuned in at this hour. We have Roland A.Duby is co-hosting with me. Also, we've been talking to Jeffrey Peterson, the 420 comedian, and we also have T.L. Weed with us, who is owner of iBake.com, and you know, wonderful establishment that these two guys are doing a really wonderful, great, you know, comedy show at. Super exciting, cutting edge stuff. You know, it's the beginning of this kind of entertainment happening right now in Colorado with Jeffrey Peterson. And Jeffrey, where can we find all this great stuff at?
The stuff for the show is going to be at iBake, as we said, and it's going to be February 21st and 22nd. It's going to be phenomenal, and like TL said, it's going to be limited capacity. So this is something you're not going to want to miss. This is going to be as historic as anything else that has happened in the cannabis world in Colorado. But this is for the comedy people. So super excited to have Cameron Vanity, Chris Carlton, Roland A.Duby. I've got Bear Quattlebaum, and I got Abby Alt. I got some great people coming out. So we're gonna have some surprise guests. My buddy from the Time for Hemp, Timothy Tipton, is gonna be out there. So this will be groundbreaking. I'll be hosting, and again, I just want to thank TL Weed for accommodating something so cool. And congratulations on your upcoming nuptials to Little Treat Tokes, and we're gonna have the Mile High 420 nurses there. So it's gonna be phenomenal, and all sponsored by Bargain Balls.
So Jeff, is this the Double Show on Earth anniversary show?
This is the first Dopest Show on Earth show in Denver ever. Yeah.
Wow, this is
And,
historic.
Well, that's a whole nother coincidence with you and Terry being the ones that started that.
Wow, I know.
Yeah,
See?
it-
Look how
this
the world
week,
works
the
in a perfect
the
circle.
16th Yeah, the 16th will be 8 years from the time you and I started it. And Terry and I, we started this show with really just a faith in what we were doing. I mean, we had some phenomenal people in our first show. We had Ungayo Bilam, and we had Ludovica, and Jay London from Last Time Standing. And we had about, what did we have, like maybe 30 people at the first show or something?
Yeah.
And we grew so quickly. By the next month, we had Mo Collins doing her second stand-up routine ever.
Yeah.
And we outgrew.
That was an awesome show, by the way. That show rocked. That was a good show.
And look at we put up Phil Barone, who that was his first time ever doing stand-up, and he's a big star now. He's probably as big a star as Mo Collins. And of course, Adam Hunter, there's so many people that have been in the Dope Show over
Ben
the years.
Glebe, Blaine Glebe was in the Dope Show.
Yeah, Ben Glebe and Owen Benjamin from TBS and Sullivan and Sons.
We had Jen Kober. Jen Kober was on it.
Colbert.
Ty Barnett.
Brad Williams.
Yeah.
Didn't you have the Geechee guy?
I don't think we had the Geechee
Did
guy.
you have Geechee guy?
We didn't have Geechee
No,
guy.
I get to work with Geechee. I see Geechee out here in Vegas a lot, and
I love that guy, man. He fucking cracks me up.
I remember Geechee.
I will be having Geechee guy in my show, and we've had great fans of the show over the years. Bruce Baum is a buddy of mine that constantly, that Terry is a fan of Terry's too, that loves the show. Drew Carey.
Oh, we had Rick Overton on our show.
Oh wow! Yeah, we got Rick Overton, who I just adore. And one time, Drew Carey came up to me at the Improv in Hollywood, and he said, "Hey, I know you. You're the Dope Show guy." And I said, "What?" And I go, "How do you know that?" And he goes, "I'm a big fan. I love the Dope Show." So we got some, and we've had Raj from What's Happening, Ernest Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Sitting in the
Yeah.
audience. The lead singer of Drama Rama. We've had members of Fishbone. So it's been a really great 8 years, and I just want to thank you, Terry. I'm so glad that we've both grown individually, and you'll always have a place in the Dope Show, girl. So don't ever forget that.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I'm really glad too that we've grown as well as people and kept creating. And I really hope to come back and do the Dope Show. And I hope to get out and perform with you guys too pretty soon.
Yeah,
that would be great.
So then maybe I can maybe do some broadcasting from Colorado, and do some live streaming out there too. That would be really fun.
What I might do, Jeffrey, what I might do, we'll talk a little bit more, and I'll talk with Cameron as well if you guys want to. We could possibly set it up where people can either listen and or watch it live from iBake as well with my internet TV channels that I have.
Wow, look at that history being made through TL Weed.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I really feel, that's the way to go, because people will be able to see all over the world, because we have to realize too, we're still doing something that is kind of uncommon for other places than where you're at. So exposing it, I think, is a really great idea.
And archiving it so people
Yeah.
can watch it over and over.
Yeah, who doesn't want to watch it? I would.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure we get that put together, and I'll talk with the guys, and we'll get everything situated for everybody, because that's content, so I understand that, and we're on air. But I think that would be something that's great for everybody to be able to see and hear and have fun.
I see it lasting for a really, really long
again
time.
and again.
I see it lasting for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, all you guys.
Everybody has copies.
You guys are phenomenal, and thank you, Terry.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. Thank you for doing the show.
And TL, I'm so looking forward to the 21st and 22nd TL. So, it just means a lot to me that you guys are so behind this. So thanks everybody. Of course, thank you, and I look
Take
forward to
care.
seeing you down
Nice
here as well.
talking to you,
Take
Jeffrey.
care. Okay.
Yeah.
Son of Peter.
Son of Peter. That was Jeffrey Peterson, the 420 comedian. You know, I'm sure everybody knows that already, but I had to feel like I had to reiterate and say it again. So, Jeffrey Peterson,
Terry,
thank you for
I've got my first joke ready for next year's show.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Yeah. Hey, is anybody else here tired of the government taxing our fucking pot?
Yes.
No shit already, huh? They brought in 1.2 million in taxes already, or something like that. Which
Yeah,
is nice.
1.4 so far.
Which is good. I mean, I guess it was supposed to be the first 40 million goes to the state educational fund. But what the state has done is they will, what do they call it? Reappropriated.
Well, you
so
see,
the
you know what's
voters
going on there,
voted for
TL?
something.
Well, what's going on there is the state is just like, you know, the guy who has a nice kid that's only 4 years old and he gets $30,000 and he says to everyone, I'm putting this $30,000 towards my kid's education. But then he sees a Harley.
Yep.
So he has to reappropriate the funds.
Sure, he gets the Harleys. No shit. Well, you know, it's getting like less than 5% now. I mean, they're talking like maybe they'll end up with 20 million a year, half, if that, of what they were talking about.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. We already know what kind of frivolous spending they like to do with the fact of what the MMED did when, you know, they turned around and they put a moratorium up in Denver and they said no more medical dispensaries. This was a couple of years ago in 2010. They said no more medical dispensaries for a year. Then they turned around and they said, you know what, when we allow dispensaries, they are going to have people lined up around the block to start them. So since we're going to have that money coming in a year and a half or 2 years, what we're going to do is we're going to mismanage, you know, like $20 million. We're going to buy 30 or 40 SUV black vehicles lifted with all kinds of extra fucking shit on it, $50-some thousand a piece, because we're going to have all these grows in the mountains that we're going to have to four-wheel drive to and blah, 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 blah. You realize that they had to sell most all of those vehicles to some other department in the state for half the price because they don't even fucking use them.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That's why they were trying to take all the power away from the MMED. So we've got some great things going on here, but the hoobiettes in power that don't even want the fucking shit legalized are fucking with our money that's supposed to be going for our kids' education and for our school funds and to show people, hey, aside from the stuff that hemp can do, let's look at fucking marijuana for a second and say, look at this money and how it can get us out and help us build our economy back. Now these cocksuckers want to put it in their pockets and see however else they can reappropriate it. Sorry, I kind of ran off with your show for a second.
Hey,
You know what? You know, that's okay. This is totally okay. This is what I like about the show. Everybody can just kind of let go and say what they really want to, how they really see it. You know, you're giving us
good stuff here.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. It is good stuff here, but there are issues, and that's like the fucked up. One of the most fucked up things is these cocksuckers don't want it legal, but they want it. They want to now take that money and stick it to things that they want to, but the voters said, hey, or when we voted, they said, hey, it's going to go for this. That's what they said. So why change it, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
you know, you guys, I do need to interrupt here for just a moment.
For misappropriation.
I do need to interrupt for just a moment because we do have to take a commercial break, and then we'll be right back. But I'd love to continue this conversation. It's really it's great to know, and it's great subject matter about what might be going on. That's not necessarily
as fair and as just, and maybe not serving the greater whole of the of everything. That's interesting. We'll be right back with more Hollywood Hempress Hour.
In a commercial.
Yeah, we're in a commercial.
Yeah, you're a break.
Break 19.
Break 19. I went.
So TL, do you know, just by chance, would you happen to know any maybe growers or anybody that might have a large sum of money laying around that they might want to invest in sort of a what do you call it when those people put money towards an invention? What are they called? Capitalists, investment capitalists?
Venture capitalists?
Venture capitalists? Yeah. Because I found a hotel I'm wanting to buy. It's like $200,000, and I want to fix it up so that people can come from other places and stay for 3 months and do the cancer cure.
Where's that?
Well, I'm not going to disclose where it's at and stuff like that. I've got,
Okay,
I've got
okay,
contracts and works and stuff.
That I understand. Can I at least know, is it in a state where there would be no issues with it?
Well, yeah, Colorado.
Oh, okay. That's all. That's more what my
Yeah.
thing is. If it's in Colorado, yeah, a good business plan. I have. I could say I've got contacts to people that would be very, very interested in some things like that. But
Right,
it's
I'll
also
get
people that are
with
going
you
to want
on
a lengthy
Facebook and
business
stuff
plan.
later
But
on.
that is a good idea. Actually, that you know what? Of everything that I've heard coming from different people, that's the first time I've heard that.
Well, I've got a GoFundMe site trying to fund it right now. I've collected $465 in one day.
Well, shit, dude, right on. That's a
Yeah.
good start, man. That is a good start. A very good start. And really, what I would try to do on the business plan side, you can, it just takes a little bit of Google searching, okay? But you can find, what you would want to do is you would want to figure out exactly what type of business that would be called, not what they call it, but what its type of registered as, or what kind of medical facility, or what it is.
Oh no, it's going to be a private. It's going to be a private club, kind of like what you're doing with iBake.
Okay, but you want them to be able to stay there for cancer treatments.
Well, they're going to stay there and do the hash oil cure. We don't have to call it anything medical.
Gotcha. Okay, I see. There's a business plan out there that's close that doesn't have that part in it. There's some sort, and just get something that's very close to it and tailor it to yours, because that's going to pull out a lot of it. And the fact that it's a new industry, what's so good about this with the new industry is you do projected numbers for this.
Yeah.
Just do projected, because it's a new industry.
And projected numbers can be fucking huge.
Exactly. And the thing is, you get a basic outline of something with some decent information, and I've got some people that will look at it, and I got a couple of.
May I interrupt? I'm not sure how good projected numbers do. People ask us, tell us how many hits you're getting on your website before I write a check to advertise with you. And we said, well, we've just started. We got 20 superstars on here, from award-winning journalists to well-known activists who have founded the marijuana movement, and we expect in 90 days to have huge hits. Well, all right, if I don't have the hits numbers now, I know I ain't right. Well, call me back when you got numbers. So, I tell you, good luck with your projected numbers, because people don't want pie in the sky. We've been trying to service that up for about 2 weeks now, and they're not happy. They want the actual numbers. I don't know.
They want
Bastards.
solid numbers.
That's why I want a marijuana growing venture capitalist. More like a joint venture capitalist.
Are we coming back?
Information.
Okay.
See what all the buzz is all about. It's time for hemp.
Need a lighter in that little hand with the phone.
We've got a special guest. He currently resides in Atlanta, Georgia, but he was raised right here in northern Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Roland A.Duby.
That's right, my name's Roland A.Duby. MarijuanaMan.com. Check out the internet. With my weed smokers. Alright, I thought you were here. I lost 5 pounds this week. My dealer's gonna kill me. He's here, I shouldn't have said that. No, don't raise your hand. No one nobody know you. I was gonna dye it, but I figured I can't even see it, so what the hell does the color matter, you know? It's a nice college crowd, right? I'm a college graduate. I got a master's in BS from LSD. I'm a vegetarian. We got any vegetarians in here? Yeah, well, I'm not really a vegetarian. No, I'm a herbivore. I smoke herbivore every meal. Like I said, I'm from Kentucky. I'm from a little town called Warsaw, right across the river here. Anybody from Warsaw? I didn't think so. Hey, Kentucky's all right. You know, you can lose your license for driving drunk, but you can still take your tractor to the bar. To the bar. I'm stoned. I guess the bra, that's where the dyslexics drink, you know. I had a girlfriend that was dyslexic. She had those multiple origamis. She graduated from the College of Fine Arts. She told me I smoked too much pot. You know? She said, you gotta get hobbies. I learned hydroponics. And she broke up with me. I ain't bitter. I have my dog biter. I think I like dogs better than girls anyway. You know, you go on a camping trip with a girl and you run out of toilet paper, you're stuck. With a dog, you just have to worry about the cold nose. I smoke a lot of marijuana. I don't know if you can tell that. And marijuana makes your hair fall out. I remember the first time I tried pot. It was in the 80s. I was like, God, this stuff would be good in any temperature. I smoke pot for medical reasons. Because I have MS, Windows XP. It causes a lot of stress. Yeah. I'm living in Atlanta now. I went down there and started working for this construction company, and I had to quit. Because everybody kept calling me a paranoid pothead in Morse code with their hammers. It only takes so much of that. I was gonna get back at him. I thought, oh, I'll cast a spell. I'll go get me a witch, you know, and cast a spell on these guys and do something evil. Hey, let me warn you, if you're gonna go to Atlanta, the Black Arts Festival has nothing to do with witchcraft. Okay? Don't be misled by the name. But hey, I did meet a nice girl down there. She told me she only likes black bald men, and I'm not painting my balls black. But ever again. Last time.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Are we back?
Oh, yeah.
Are we back?
Yes, you are.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Got a little confused there. Welcome back to Hollywood Hemptress Hour on the Time for Hemp Network. Thank you for staying tuned in at this late hour or downloading us whenever you are listening to us. There's a couple things I want to bring up in the second hour. I did mention about politicians that are starting to run with the hemp agenda. And this is a little bit different. There's a woman named Cindy Sheehan
who is running for California State Governor in 2014. She has included hemp as part of her platform, saying that hemp is a much better substance to make plastics, fuel, paper, and fabric, among other things, and its cultivation is healthier for the soil and environment. Any restrictions to cultivating hemp will be removed. So, I just find it. It's a different day. I don't know if you remember how when politicians started to use the gay marriage or to gay rights issues, start to seep into the political platforms, that we saw in the past. I'm just comparing that as an issue, but it is a new day, I think, which is really exciting. And there's another thing I'd like to mention too that's going on in California is the California the Marijuana Control Legalization and Revenue Act is started there. It is a written initiative that they're looking to get on the ballot, and they're starting their signature gathering as of now. As a matter of fact, I am going to be working on this campaign too, going back to Los Angeles for approximately 3 months to spearhead the Los Angeles and West Hollywood area of signature gathering. So I'll be broadcasting Hollywood Hemptress Hour actually from Hollywood again, which will be exciting for a little while. But if you are, you would like to make a donation to this campaign too as well, you can go to MCLRS.org and make a donation, as well as you can go to Patient Advocacy Network site at CannabisSavesLives.org. So I just wanted to do a little plug on those two platforms. And also, if you are listening to Time for Hemp, we launched back in October. We are now at February. We're just in our baby stages of expanding into this wonderful global 24-hour, 7-day-a-week network. And we do need your support at this time. So please do give us a donation as well. And give us a donation first before you do these other guys. Anyway, and go to our website at timeforhemp.com and keep us going here. Help us keep the message out there about hemp and help make you laugh. And we do have something going on really great here that I want to share with you guys on the second half of the show. With us still is Roland A.Duby, who is co-hosting with me, comedian, just an all-around bald guy, marijuana guy. He's been making cannabis oil, helping people, cure their cancer and have it go in remission. And according also his own testimony of how cannabis has saved his life as well. And so he's here tonight, and you've started a new project going on right now.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to start a hotel. It'll be a private club where people can come to Colorado and stay at the hotel, have their own room, get their hash oil and eat it legally, and cure their cancer. And they can stay for 3 months if that's how long it takes to cure their cancer, longer if need be, or less if need be. Some people can eat 2 ounces of hash oil in a month. Some people it takes them 4 months. But either way, they're going to cure their cancer, and we'll have a place for people to do that.
Well,
and I think it'll be wonderful.
That is wonderful. And so when did you come up with this? And we also have TL Weed with us. So welcome back, TL Weed.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I was just listening to this great idea. As we set off the break, I haven't heard of anything like this, and being in Colorado and being kind of in the mecca of what's going on right now with cannabis, and at least recreational and legalization, and being in the industry here for 5 years, I've heard a lot of different things, a lot of good ideas, a lot of just outlandish ideas, but I really haven't thought of anybody come up with this one, and I think it's great.
Well, thank you. I've been working on it for about a year now. I've got a nonprofit group started where I can, a corporation where I can have a nonprofit private club and members only. and that way it'll be secure. You know, people won't have to worry who's coming down the hall or if anybody can smell the smoke coming out of their room, things like that. You know, and people can come and take the medicine, cure their cancer, and give a testimonial. It's just going to be incredible, and eventually the whole world is going to follow, because this is a snowball. This is the snowball. You've heard the snowball's chance in hell. Well, it is really cold right now, and this snowball is going to gather speed and gather force and gather size, and it will encompass the entire world. It'll be the giant marijuana snowball of the world. I'm stoned.
Well, I mean,
it just keeps continuing. I'm not even okay. So we're not a dispensary. iBake Denver is not a dispensary. It's just a head shop that allows cannabis consumption. What's so unique is there's not another head shop in the world that you can buy a pipe and smoke it at. We had a guy from Netherlands, from Amsterdam. He came down. He was a newspaper journal. Came in and he was just, really surprised, and he was talking, and he's like, man, it's crazy because in Amsterdam they've got coffee shops, but you guys don't understand, that's like a coffee shop that you're smoking. Like, there's nothing like what you guys have here. We have over 2,000 members from 7 different countries and like 20 different states.
Right.
So it's definitely huge, and it's just going to continue to grow bigger. There's 2 other places that are similar clubs, or they're clubs, I guess you can say, and they're in Colorado Springs. We didn't go the route of a club like they did their particular type, because it says in Amendment 64 that they don't want them. So we had to go with what you can legally do through Colorado's Clean Air Act. See, that's another big thing that comes into effect is even in Colorado or other states like in Washington is where you can smoke inside. So if they have a Clean Air Act of any type, it doesn't go to cigarettes. It usually goes to anything smoking. So it doesn't necessarily say because of cannabis. There have been businesses that have got cease and desist, cannabis clubs in the Denver area that never opened or were only open for a short amount of time that got a cease and desist because only certain types of businesses can actually have people smoking inside of them.
Wow. Crazy world.
It is, but it's unique. It's funny, when they rewrote Colorado's Clean Air Act a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago or something, they were going to put cannabis in it, and they didn't. They said, oh, no, it'll never be legalized. And they're kicking themselves in the butt now because they'd have to totally rewrite the whole Clean Air Act just to add marijuana or cannabis into it. That's funny.
Somebody's phone's ringing.
Yeah, that was mine. I thought I had the ringer turned off.
Somebody's calling you at 1:15 in the morning.
Yeah, what the fuck's up with that?
Every time that happens, I always go, oh, it's a booty call. It's a booty call, or or a drug deal. I don't know.
This is like your guys' prime time, so I get up at like between 3:30 and 4:30 every morning, my time. So like an hour and a half from now, every morning, but I go to bed sometimes as early as 6 in the evening, 7 in the evening.
Wow.
Sometimes lately I've been staying up later. There's a lot of stuff that I've got to do, printing shirts, because I do all of that as well. Plus I do all the design work. I blog for 3 of the blogs to the 23 websites that we've got. I do a lot of the work myself, although I do have a big crew that helps me out. But I find that you get the most done when nobody's up, when you're the only one working. So working from like 4:30 in the morning till by the time people get to work, I got half my day in, but I've done twice the amount of work.
You know what? I agree with you. I've been having similar work schedules where sometimes I've been working until like 4, 5, 6 a.m. in the morning, 7 a.m. in the morning, and then I'll sleep and then get up and then do something again a little bit later. But that hour, the wee hours of the morning, I feel are just a great time to I feel really creative during that time as well.
Me too.
Yeah.
I feel so creative at that time. That's when I build my sites, when I do a lot of those things, writing out sponsorship packages or anything that I need to do like that. I save and I write a note and I make a list and I do it for that 2, 3, 4 hours in the morning, because that is too. I do feel very creative at that time, and I don't know why, but it's cool.
I can vouch for him because I've seen a lot of his little promo ads that he throws out with all the stoner spelling errors.
Oh man, hey, one of the greatest things that I've come up with right after the first year. So in these business ventures last year, I picked up a T-shirt company and bought a T-shirt company, and I had a company that was screen printing for them. The only issue is I'm in Colorado. The T-shirt company was based out of California, called TokenTops.com, and it was a great company, 2-3 years old, doing pretty good on sales, but their shirts were getting printed out there. Now, they were getting a great rate on the shirts, and especially out there, but by the time they shipped them out here, it was just as much, if not more, than what I was going to pay. Plus, I had to go on their schedule. So I turned around and bought the equipment to just go ahead and do my own. Well, after getting that equipment, and that was just towards the end of the year, right after the first of the year, I was sitting there, and I thought of this shirt that I'm sure you guys have heard of as well, and you're going to know right away, but I thought of it, and I was like, my friends came to Colorado to buy legal weed, and all they got me is this damn T-shirt. So I made it, and we've sold hundreds of them. Dispensaries are stocking them in their shops. Dispensaries are ordering them custom with their logo on it. I mean, it's wild. It's pretty fun. So it's just crazy the stuff you'll see that's come out of here. But that was a early in the morning idea I thought of, and next thing you know, there's T-shirts. So it's pretty funny.
Wow, that's so cool.
Right on.
That's so cool. I love to hear how the creative process, and then and then to see have it be such a great. I mean, like it's selling. I mean, it's yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's like. And I think the birthing process, I call it birthing process because I'm a woman, but the creative process of that time just feels it's enjoyable. I find it enjoyable. You're alone, nobody can call you. Most people aren't trying to IM you while you're on Facebook. I mean, and if you want to, you could just turn all those things off, and there's just this quiet, calm feeling. I think at that hour, that's really great.
And you can do like I am doing now, and you can take some really nice dabs and then just get to that high where you're happy, you're not over high, and you're just extremely creative or having fun. My point is having fun. I like to throw on music. Next thing you know, I'm dancing in the chair, but then I'm also creating at the same time. I'm working on whatever I'm designing or whatnot, or if I'm writing something out, the words are flowing. I don't know, it's quite fun.
You know what? I do the same thing. If we didn't
have weed, it wouldn't be the same.
Without weed, it wouldn't be the same. Yeah.
It wouldn't.
No. You know what? We do need to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with more Hollywood Hempress Hour. Stay tuned. We got Roland A.Duby and TL Weed, and we're having a really great time. So we'll be right back.
Big cheap to play with. We want to play hydro and broadcast easy contacts. Adult toy store at the corner of 69 73 Screw You Avenue. Up here is Pennant, Pennsylvania. It's 97312. Standing by now. Hello, this is the operator.
Hello. That was funny. That was fun.
doorman.
Yes. Making all those T-shirts, huh? And everybody's coming around Colorado as tapping you on the shoulder to do some business. That's cool. And when people come in from out of state, they're going to look you up if you do some advertising on our network. If you're doing that good, we could use the support here. Why don't you come on board and be one of our advertisers?
You know, you're definitely coming at me straight. I need somebody to go ahead and send me an email, because I was already thinking about that. I was also thinking about wanting to know what if there's also any time slots or who I would talk to about it.
Actually,
my Wake and Bake show ran for 18 months, and I reached like 450,000 people a week. And then I actually don't even really want to focus so much on a morning show as much as a business show.
I own the network. Skunk Magazine's also coming on board, and they're also doing a show. And they're also taking out, which is nice, a medium-sized advertising package and paying quarterly, which I love.
I want to do a show too.
Hold on, and Steve D'Angelo, Harborside, you know Steve?
Yes, I know Steve very well.
Steve's coming on board as an advertiser, and he's going to be doing a show on the network, and he's, I think, going to be throwing some grant money our way, because he loves us. He's been on my show several times. He knows that we're a huge audience in Canada and America and all around the world. He wants to see us grow. So, you're coming on board. Now, here's the other groovy thing. In 90 days, we're going to have our stats, and our rates are going to go up. And the people who are on board now, their rates won't if they continue with their advertising contract.
And TL, I'm doing the advertising, so I can send you all that information for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I'll message you my email so you can send it all over, and I'll check it out, because I'm definitely interested in that there. And you know, see if you've got time, or if you would be interested in filling up a time slot, because I mean, I really like to do a business show, but I did a morning show as well.
You and I can talk about that as well. You and Terry can discuss the advertising.
Sounds good.
Terry will get a commission of any advertising dollars you spend on our network, so
awesome.
You'll be helping her show, and you'll be helping the network, so you'll be helping her and the network if you come on as an advertiser. And after you've got that ironed out, you and I can talk about how many days a week and what time slot would be good for you when you think you might want to start.
Sounds good. I'm excited. I'd like to. I am sitting here. I haven't went to your guys' website. I really checked it out, and I'm sitting here. I've been checking it out since I've been on the show.
Everything is our advertising's downloaded all around the world, and we keep it all nicely archived, so that all the programs are easy to find. So your advertising dollars are smartly spent.
I like it. I like the way it's set up too.
And
you guys are doing good things.
We're going to be adding German and Portuguese soon in different languages, and we're growing more programming in Europe. So we truly are global. We're reaching a global audience. We're coming back. Gary, you jump on that. That'd be good to have him on by next week. We get his
Okay.
To America and help re-legalize hemp. Education and information. See what all the buzz is all about. It's time for hemp. It's time for hemp.
Welcome back to Hollywood Hemptress Hour. Thank you for staying tuned in and listening to us. We are on iHeartRadio. And you are listening to the Time for Hemp Network. And believe it or not, Time for Hemp is the only pro-cannabis network on iHeartRadio, and we're groundbreaking. So thank you for listening. I have tonight I have Roland A.Duby co-hosting with me, and also TL Weed is here, and we were just talking about the creative process that happens in the wee hours of the morning when you're smoking weed or you're doing dabs and listening to some really great music. and that perfect buzz time. I want to ask you guys, both of you. I mean, do you feel like I sometimes like to smoke some really good weed and then to have just the background music and I can write and just come up with ideas. Even like I'm finding that even I can do business, like do emails, because I think of how the email's structured better, and I actually enjoy processes that I would consider to be mundane in the past. But the fact that I have more joy, like let's say like you were saying, TL, you're dancing a little bit, it's like it's almost like cooking. You're like, oh yeah, I feel so good with this idea. I'm gonna do this now, and then you type it all out or whatever it is process that you're doing. And I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? You think it's
I'm the same way. I do the same thing. I sit up late at night, and I do my writing and my reading and my arithmetic, and while I'm up at night stoned. I like to smoke sativas and stay up all night and get things done.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry, I was starting to say something and then top. I've noticed with people, a lot of people who smoke. I don't like to call us stoners. I don't know why, but people who like to use cannabis, because actually I'll tell you why I don't like to use stoner, because stoner people have got it to the point when you say stoner, the first thing people think of is somebody lazy that's sitting on the couch, and we're not lazy people sitting on the couch, so we don't fall under that category or classification. So I don't like to call us stoners, because we're not that word that they call it. Now, are we stoners in the sense that we smoke? Yeah, of course, but the way other people use it, or the way that the I should say mainstream media or whatnot uses it, they put it in a classification of us being lazy sitting on our ass.
Well, words will change as time goes on, because even words that mean bad things eventually become words that mean good things. And same thing with symbols. Symbols can mean bad things, and then eventually they might mean a good thing. And that's kind of the way it is with potheads. People think of potheads as being the stupid stoners, the lazy people. And in the Bible, in Ezekiel 34:29, it talks about the plant of renown will be raised up, and the people who use the plant will no longer be called heathens. Well, what plant is more renowned than marijuana? You can go to any country in the world, and no matter what language they speak, if you say the word marijuana, they know what you're talking about. And now, with oil of marijuana being the cure for cancer and all these other diseases, people are starting to flock to marijuana heads, potheads, stoners, whatever you want to call them, and the words don't mean what they used to mean anymore, because people are saying now these potheads are the healers. So we're no longer being called the heathens, and it's just like in the Bible, the tree of life is the leaves of the tree of life are for the healing of the nation, and the stoners and the potheads are the ones doing the healing. So it's all going to change. It's all going to come back around, and we'll be the good guys again.
Well, if they didn't cut it out, I actually explained it, and I explained it with stoners and potheads in my ABC Nightline interview, which should be airing here soon. But where I wanted to get with that is, one thing I've noticed with people that smoke cannabis that are very productive, there are probably others, but it is those that like to work very late into the night, because they do like their solitude. Now, myself, I don't work late into the night. I work through the night the opposite way, because I get up early, but it's still through the night in the solitude by ourselves. But if you think about the successful people that that smoke cannabis, and more of them probably stay up very late into the night working, or in my case, get up very early, as opposed to the people that don't smoke cannabis or just go out and hit the clubs and drink or whatever. So if you've got any friends like that, but kind of think through your head, and really it's kind of the norm for successful people who use cannabis.
It's like Carl Sagan.
Seriously, you've got to have time to work. My thing is I, in the morning when I work, I get my stuff done. I get my day set up for when everybody else is working. And the reason I don't have a
problem going to bed sometimes at 6 o'clock in the evening, because, or 6:30 in the evening, because in California, that's the end of the day. Now, if I'm starting my day when New York starts their day, and I'm ending my day when California starts their day, I'm putting in a good day's work, I believe. And doing that is where you become successful as a person and with the business, but also it's people doing that and putting in those long, hard hours is why we're seeing things like Washington State and Colorado being legalized recreationally. That's why we see these politicians changing their stance on cannabis, that and the fact that they're finally getting their head out of their asses and educating themselves. But they're only educating themselves because we're putting up a big fucking fight. We really are. So I think that's big. I don't know where I was going with it except for that early in the morning. And that's where it is. It's late in the morning. A lot of people work late into the night if you're a stoner and you're working.
Yeah, Carl Sagan, like I said, Carl Sagan did that. He was a pothead, and he smoked a lot of pot, and I guess he would say, I sit and smoke pot, and I contemplate the universe, and I can have billions of thoughts in a minute. It's so, it's people that are smoking pot are usually the people who are the higher thinking people, I guess.
Now,
Coin a phrase.
The federal government found out through tests in the 60s and 70s, and one of the biggest reasons that they don't want cannabis legalized is because it makes people non-compliant. And with all the fluoride that they've been giving us and putting us in our water to dumb us down, and then we turn around and we start smoking cannabis, and it makes us non-compliant. They're trying to dumb us down to make us compliant. I mean, come on, think about it. When you're in their situation trying to do whatever they're going to do, they don't want cannabis legalized for many reasons, just like with hemp and the plastics. Think about all the companies that fought and are still fighting for it not to be legal just because of the money in their pockets. I mean, it's not just that with taxes for the medicine side of it. It's for every little aspect and every angle of the plant itself.
But don't you think that, I mean, what's interesting is that it feels like the cat is out of the bag now. It's like now, Colorado has made so much money that everybody's seen that. So so we realize that there's a possibility that we can create a new economy, and that people might actually we might just have jumped ahead a little bit enough to where people will be able to heal themselves with cannabis. And there's more and more information coming out about how it cures cancer, and I feel that this progression is there's, I don't think they have a way out of it anymore. I don't know if anybody else feels that way.
Oh no, I'm with you there. It's done. The days of cannabis prohibition, so to speak, are done with. There's no fucking going back at all. None. You can't. It's too far. That is for sure. There's only, and it's in many levels. One, the activists and the activism is going to continue to grow. Two, you're right, the cat is out of the bag. Three, the federal government right now, and probably the most important thing, is the way that things are going on in Colorado is a society that cannot and will not work, and it's just asking to fall apart and be destroyed. And that is, you've got businesses that they are putting all over the news, all over the friggin' world, that are doing hundreds of thousands of dollars in business a day, and they don't have nowhere to put that fucking cash. The banking system has to give, and as soon as the federal banking system gives and they start accepting that money, it's done. That's even more so than anything else. But that is the one big string, and the thing is it cannot exist. And the federal government already gave their quote-unquote yellow light, which they've done stuck their foot in their mouth now. Good for us, but they've done stuck their foot in their mouth because they can't back out now. Because you can't say it's fucking illegal, but we're going to allow you to do some traffic.
Yeah.
They can't do it. They cannot do it. It won't fly.
Yeah.
It won't fly. And then they're like, where you say, well, what if they fly? It's like it's impossible. There would be such the business owners would understand, because what you're doing is you're saying, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to allow you to open these businesses, but when you go to do your taxes, we're going to charge it like you have been selling cocaine, and we're not going to let you write anything off. Just like they've been doing with the medical dispensaries here now.
Yeah.
E109 or whatever the tax code is, yeah, screwing business owners for fucking money, yep. Well, they can't do it now, because now you've told us that we can do it, which means it's not illegal. Just because your fucking banking system is set up that way, you have to change it. They are forced to change it. They have no other choice but to change it.
So,
those are too many steps that are too far.
So they're definitely having to go, and everything's going in a different direction now. I see this too. Now, what I'm always going, okay, well, what's next? What, like it's like almost like a chess game. It's like, okay, now what are they going to do to try to stop it somehow? Or I mean, because if it's something where it's, we have been dumbed down in this society. We do have fluoride in our water. We are more complacent. Blah 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 blah. We're taking all these other pharmaceuticals and medications that oh, you have ADD. Oh, you put this kid on Ritalin. The various things that we're exposed to that keep us disconnected. What you would say, because when something happens, I feel, when you smoke marijuana, it's not like one of those things where you just go, well, I don't view my life differently after doing it. Whatever it does to your brain or, wires or whatever, how it makes you look out, you go, oh my God, everything around me is bullshit, and then I think that we start to manifest what we actually see is actually really possible. And this was, I actually got that from John Sinclair, who wrote it in the Marijuana Revolution in his essay back in like 1975. And this is back in 1975. And he states that people don't mean to be political when they smoke marijuana, but the very plant itself causes them to take an action over it because of what they realize. And I feel like that's really the key of to me, that's one of the main reasons that it's illegal, because it deprograms us. I think we're on some level programmed by, mainstream media and, what our teacher said or thinks of us, and this person over here and that person over there, and what's considered the right outfit to wear at what time of like, oh, orange is the new black, and blah 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 blah, and it takes you out of that whole entire matrix, and you go, oh my fucking God, what the hell is this? And I think that's why it's illegal. But what are they going to do about that now? People wake up and get smart to the corruption and the bullshit. Then is that it? Are we just going to be able to game over? Now we create a whole nother economy, a whole nother paradigm, a whole nother way of healing ourselves. We can stop fracking. We're going to have hemp, textiles, and we're going to wear hemp clothing, and we're going to completely clean up our goddamn planet. Is that where we're going to? I feel
we'll have fracking hemp.
What?
Hold up real quick. Okay, what you said, okay, I've seen what cannabis does in backwards in this, okay? My brother, my father, and my stepmother all used to smoke. Not huge activists, but used to smoke. I'm not talking a little bit on a daily basis, okay? All of them would go out, have a good time, do this, do that. Since they stopped smoking, it is. Now it's a bad thing, and it's legal, but it's a bad thing. And I'm talking within the last 10 years they've stopped. But also, they don't go out and do anything. They fucking sit back. They're glued to the fucking TV. Seriously, it's almost like they're stoners in effect. And I'm telling you, I see the compliantness and the dumbing down and what we see when we're on it and can feel, and we talk about what you were just saying, how we're open to it. I can see how their mind totally shut since they quit smoking. It's absolutely frigging nuts. And and to answer where I think my opinion is on where we're going to go with that is seeing that and seeing those people be dumbed down by it. I think that we are going to actually go to that place where we're building a better paradigm and a better economy. And the reason I say that, and it will take a bit of time, because we all know Rome wasn't built in a day and shit doesn't fucking happen overnight. But I believe it will get there because now that cannabis, or when cannabis will be completely legal for everybody, everybody will be smoking, or more people will be smoking. Hence, more people will be seeing the light. As long as it's not GMO cannabis, and don't say it can't happen. They've been making seeds for 8 years, and I've got proof, and I've already did a big old story on it. They have been. They've been making cannabis seeds that are genetically modified, so you can only grow one plant, and you can't clone it. When you take clones, they die. That's genetically modifying it. That's GMO. They've been doing it for years. One guy specifically that made the skunk one strand, Dr. Frankenstein Bean was his name.
I know that this is you're going into a subject matter that I have been told about a little bit, but I'm not an expert on. But I would definitely like to learn more, and I think our audience would too. But we do need to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back with more Hollywood Hemp Hour on the Time for Hemp Network.
Thanks.
Indigo is your source for affordable induction grow lighting. First discovered.
Okie dokie, we are at break. Lynn got pissed at me because AFR moved my radio show from nighttime to 10 a.m. I was living in Indiana about 4 years ago, and she had just started rock radio again or some shit at the same time, and she couldn't believe that I had the audacity to broadcast my show directly opposite of hers without first at least writing her and calling her and getting her permission to do so.
What?
That's what I said. What? Number one, it wasn't my decision. The network moved me. And two, it's a big world, bitch. Get over it.
So here's another funny coincidence, Casper. Is Lynn was called the Happy Hemptress.
Yes. And she's not happy at all.
Not happy at all. Dude, never happy.
And you know, Neil Smith, right? One of her oldest friends.
Yeah.
They go back so many. He finally had to just throw his hands in the air and just go, look, you're just a wacko bitch.
Let me tell you an experience with Lynn. Why we don't talk anymore. It's so funny. I used to be her pot dealer. I would take pounds of pot from Atlanta up to Lynn in Cincinnati and drop them off, and then I'd come back in a week, pick up the money, and drop off some more pot. It was just like a little thing we had going. Well, she got behind where she owed me like $900, and I would every now and then again mention it. Hey, when can you get that $900? One day, I got a letter in the mail from the bankruptcy court. She had filed bankruptcy and claimed me as a miscellaneous debt. They're telling me I can't contact her about the debt anymore. So I thought that was funny, and that was pretty original, And then she got this deal with, and I won't mention his name. He's in jail right now. With a guy who had good pot, and I had my dealer had went to jail, so I didn't have any pot. So I was the tables were turned. I was going to Cincinnati and getting pot from her, and then it got to where I owed her like $400, and it went on for like a week. I owed her $400 for like a week, and she freaked out on me. And I went to her ganja event. I can't remember what it's called, the Cincinnati Cannabis Cup or something. And she called me and asked if I could pick up a shitload of batteries for all the walkie-talkies. So I spent about $250 on batteries, and I had to borrow the money from the guy that was driving me to buy the batteries. And then when we went to get the money back for what the guy put in on the batteries, she told him to take it out of what I owe her.
What?
So I was like, oh my God.
Roland and I know somebody that we both don't really want to know. But the last time she came on my show, I had her on with Bill, thinking that she'd keep her shit together and be right. I told her, don't talk about the stupid shit at Cincinnati radio station. Nobody knows those people. Nobody cares. They focus on giving fiber and fuel. She spent the whole hour talking about the gossip of a radio station that no one cared about, and it was the last time I ever had her on my show.
Yeah, that ate her life up, was the whole gossip around the public radio show.
Normally I move in love, but when people want to move in hate constantly, I have to tell them to go to hell and then hang up and get back to moving in love again.
Fucking A. Right on, man.
Here we go.
It was a mistake. I'm not afraid to admit that I made a mistake, okay? I invested all my money into gold bonds, and now I got all this medicated powder. Can't play that much fool, right? One bottle lasts forever. No, some other people make mistakes. I'm not the only one. I was arguing with a guy one time. He said that the Bible was against marijuana. Can you believe that? Are you a preacher? I said, dude, show me where the Bible is against marijuana. So he points out this passage that says, Jesus stopped a whore from getting stoned. That's not right. I just got back from a trip to Arizona. I was stuck out there for like a week because I blew an engine in my car. He wanted me to stay on the reservation and meet the chief. I'm telling that joke again. Oh, lordy, lordy. So what's in the news? I guess the Middle East is always in the news, right? You ever notice how those Middle Easterners sound like cigarettes? You know, give me 2 Pakistanis and Israelites. And a camel. And if you don't smoke camel, you ain't shit. Oh, what else is in the news? The bird flu. You heard about this? The bird flu in Japan? I'm saying, what's the big deal? You know, that's what birds do. They fly, right? What's that news, anyway? And you hear this on the radio all the time. Leanne rhymed. I don't care how many times you say it. Leanne, it's not rhyme. No? Yeah, women are weird anyway. I had this girlfriend. She always doubled up her words. She said stuff like, "Oh, I love you, but I don't love you, love you." Or, "I kissed you, but I didn't kiss you, kiss you." That stuff doesn't work for me. And I tried it. I said, "Officer, I wasn't speeding. Well, yeah, that's weed, but it ain't weed. Hey, thanks a lot, everybody. MarijuanaMan.com. Roland, A.Duby, ladies and gentlemen. Roland and I stopped at the same news store.
That was Roland A.Duby doing stand-up there on the last clip, and also the clip before that. So, and Roland A.Duby is co-hosting tonight with us, as well as special guest T.L. Weed from I Bake. And I just want to thank both of you guys for being here tonight. We are kind of running to the last part of the hour. I do want to make sure that we get in everybody's plugs and websites going on so our listeners can find you at and be able to follow you as well, or make a donation to Ronnie Smith. See, you know, the reason why I keep wanting to call him Ronnie Smith is because on Skype
That's
I can see his
face
yeah,
right
and so I
there.
look that way and I say it because because it's there's his name, say it. But then I'm going, no, it's Roland A.Duby. No, it's Ronnie Smith. So anyway, Ronnie Smith, a.k.a. Roland A.Duby, a.k.a. the Marijuana Man, a.k.a. like fabulous, really cool dude. Where can people make a donation to your new adventure, the cannabis healing house?
Wow, I don't really know the web, but if you go to GoFundMe, I guess you could search.
You know what? I can pull it up here. I think I've got it right on my. You know what? Here's the thing about what's really cool about. I posted it in a few forums on Facebook, and it got some of the best likes today. A lot of people, and I accidentally posted it in a forum that I wouldn't normally post it in, and it was the Galactic Federation of Light.
Nice.
They really about 6 likes on it. I was like, wow.
Their initials are GFOL, which is a laugh sound, guffaw.
You know what? There isn't like a specific link. Well, I could say it out. If you did go to www.gofundme.com/6TP8ZW. All right, if you type that in, you'll get it. But I think if you go to GoFundMe and go Cannabis Hemp Oil Cancer Clinic, you're gonna find it. So
you can search for that.
you could, right now, Roland, he's raised $465 by 8 people in one day. So people are already donating. And if you do, here's you get different reward levels. So if you give $100, you get a bid for a CureLink pen syringe. You get for $1,000, incredible level, you hit this mark and get a vintage High Times magazine. And if you the WOW level, 15,000. I can't imagine what I could do for you at this level. Thank you. That's pretty.
Where's my piggy? I start counting pennies.
That's pretty funny. But you've got some $100 donations, which is really cool. Matter of fact,
and I bought all these ink pens that look like syringes. Given to people for donating $100.
Nobody's donated less than $20 so far. So
blows my freaking mind. I could not believe that when I woke up this morning and it was like that. I was like, wow.
That is awesome. I'll share it too for you.
Some really nice comments like Roland has helped so very many cure their cancer. If he had a facility, so many more would be saved. Think not only of yourself. This could save your children, your grandparents. You are, well, they didn't spell that right, but you are friends. And then there's God bless you. You are my hero. So yeah, so those are nice. So anyways, just okay. And is there anything else that you want to plug?
I can't think of anything. Just marijuanaman.com. You can watch my comedy, and I should put a Facebook link on there. That way, people could just go right from my web page to
Facebook.
My face, yeah, exactly. Thank you. Whew. Took me a second.
You're stoned. It's all right. I was up in man.
Yeah, somebody said to me one day.
All these years when I was chatting to you, I was chatting to you online, I didn't realize you were some famous comedian, man. Seriously, I didn't know you were.
Did you know I was the editor of Jack Hare's Emperor Wears No Clothes?
Yes, I do know that, because remember we were talking, but I didn't know that, because we had talked about that, but I didn't know.
When you say to me, remember when we were talking, I can never remember.
Dude, I just remember that I was like, I can see why he's a comedian, because I remember you just saying some outlandish shit that would have me fucking rolling in the morning. I was like, right. Just out of nowhere, your fucking chat screen would pop up and you'd say something, I fucking start laughing my ass off. Funny as shit. Seriously. I never knew you were a famous comedian. I'm stoked now. I can't wait till you come down in February. February 22nd.
Yeah.
We gotta fuck her. I think Denver.
That's great, and that's going to happen on what day again?
21st and 22nd of this month.
All right, so that's going to be the event to catch here, folks. And also, TLW, where can our listeners find you at?
They can find me at facebook.com/Mr.Thurlowweed, and then I have a think /Thurlowweed. I also have ibaketv.com. Check this out. February 22nd, we will be announcing
the preliminary rounds and the final round for the medicated chef contest. We did it last year in 2013. It was the first worldwide cannabis cooking contest from entries. We had entries all around the world. We voted down to 5, and then they cooked live for us, or for an audience of about 300-400 people. This year, it's looking to be about 1,000 people. Very big. So medicatedcheftv.com. Check that out. I also blog for House of Dabs. So if you go to houseofdabs.com, on the left side, you will see a list of all my other major sites, and you'll be able to link to them. And on all those sites, they will have that same list on the left side, so you will be able to link to all of them. So House of Dabs, iBake TV, just keep those two in mind.
Fantastic.
I got 23, so I could be plugging them for like the next 15 minutes, you know? I do a lot of stuff. It's all for helping people and getting the word out. So I look forward to speaking with you guys and helping you guys out, and possibly getting on the air and doing some show on your guys' station, because that interests me as well.
Wonderful. We really hope that you do come on board with us, and that you do a show with us too, because it's been I've really enjoyed having you on, having you be here as a guest. So thank you for coming on. And
thank you for having me.
Oh no, well, thank you.
Thanks for being had.
I appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome, seriously. Casper, too, I appreciate it as well. I definitely look forward to talking to you guys some more. Real quick, September, I started traveling, going out to the High Times Cannabis Cup in Seattle and Hemp Fest, and my show, Wake and Bake with Thurlow Wheat, had been going for about 18 months. Every day of the week, 5 days a week, I did it 2 hours a day, so I was putting in my work. And I wanted to kind of go to the business part of it, but I wanted to take it to the next level, and I didn't figure out I was getting there. And had I met you guys or talked to you at that time, September, you guys launched in October. So I just think that now that I'm here, some stuff I went through for the last few months, I'm ready to get back onto radio, and you guys would be that step up for me. And I think
time doesn't exist, man. You know that.
Exactly. You guys are awesome people. Keep doing what you're doing, please.
And
Great
I
stuff.
get a chance to get a plug to the network here for just a minute here, Terry.
Sure.
I want to remind people that we have been told that what we are doing here is, oddly enough, historic. I've been told that by members of NORML, who studied the history of marijuana movement for years, and the Drug Policy Alliance and marijuana policy, and I'm quite honored to be part of that. Why it makes it historic is that we have so many different hemp activists from all around the world who are on the networking, so many different languages, and we are bringing together an international body of people who are raising their voice in such a way that it can no longer be ignored, and two, the mainstream media ending up as, by accident, the flagship station of the hemp movement. It's quite an honor to be used as a tool to raise the voice of marijuana movement. When I listen to this in Spanish, when I listen to the message go out in French each week, I almost cry, because I'm being used as a tool in the way that Jack Hare asked me to be when I ran his office back in the 90s. And I feel like I am living up to my promise when I told all of my guests I would do everything I could as the host and producer of the show to make certain that the whole world got their message and realized what superstars they truly are. I have been sent love letters from all around the world, from China and Japan and Germany, and I take to heart each and every one of those messages, and I move in love, trying to make the best programming that I possibly can. And with that said, I also have a special song from somebody who is from a fan from China, sent me a song many months ago that's one of my favorites, so I'll close the show out with it when you're done talking, Terry, here on the big broadcast. And thank you. Make it a point to tell your friends about Time for Hemp.
Thank you so much, Casper. And I have to say, too, that I am also really happy to be part of this network and to be part of this history. And actually, I'm also live streaming this as you're saying it on Hollywood Empress Hour behind the scenes, too. So, thank you so much for listening. And we will be back next Friday, which is technically Saturday morning at 12 a.m., but time doesn't really exist. But if you do still feel the need to be in a linear reality and you still are on Saturday, then we will be starting at midnight with Roland A.Duby. We'll
I'm
be back.
starting right now.
I've already done the show. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, and we'll be back.
Well, the song is called Keep It Burning, and it's performed by a gentleman by the name of Chin, and he and the members of his hemp organization there in China who deal with hemp fabrics and work in a very suppressed environment are thrilled that people like us are able to raise the voice of the marijuana movement collectively, Terry Joyce. So here is a message of love from China to those of us who are working to bring freedom to everybody all around.
Hello, Chinaman. What's that you smoke?
That's a wicked fighting creator from Gourmet Empire and Empress. Classily, see the Chinese happy keep the ganja pipe burning. The good sense to me, come on yearning. I ganja man, they put you stiff in the air. On the wavy like they just don't care. Let me sing again. Keep the ganja pipe burning. The good sense to me, come on yearning. I ganja man, they put you stiff in the air. On the wavy like they just don't care. Weekday, yes, me have to grab it. Say it's a bad habit, but it make me fly like a rocket. I like this. Anything will make you an addict. Yes, me be stressed when me know a bit. Come on, y'all look good. Like say a boy born in rapid. Yes, me little 250 back me have in my pocket. 260 gram on me plug in a socket. I know me Guinness and me weak me a walk it yo. Keep the ganja pipe burning. The good sense to the man yearning. A ganja man, they put you stiff in the air. On the wavy like they just don't care. Shiny man a ring. Keep the ganja pipe burning. The good sense to me, your man yearning. I ganja man, they put you stiff in the air. On the wavy like they just don't care. Rude boy from overseas, we no care, we no matter. This will be get flat up and a real tapa tapa. Big man double whopper, original showstopper. No some man no rapper, but can't say man no chopper. Like how we big it, make it bounce on proper. Once the time we real roof boy used to real chopper. This the king blow, your head on a platter. Smoke a spliff and relax, man, you too la palapa. Keep the ganja pipe burning. The good sense to me, your man yearning. A ganja man, they put you stiff in the air. On the wavy like they just don't care. Who don't feel listen me? Keep the ganja pipe burning. The good sense to me, your man yearning. A ganja man, they put you stiff in the air. On the wavy like they just don't care. Blaze up the fire, keep it burning. 24/7, 365, we keep it alive. Blaze up the fire, keep it burning. 24/7, 365, we keep it alive. When me light up me chalice, say me don't fear no malice. I'm a trouble and gone, when me light up me bun. In a Buckingham Palace, good for every Tom, Dick and Harris, good for every Michelle and Alice. From London to New York to Paris, ganja make you feel good and spin like Ferraris. Boom, Barlet the Rasta Paris, China man a real ganja man, me not go parry no cigarettes. So keep the ganja pipe burning, the good sense to me, your man yearning. A ganja man, they put you stiff in the air. On the wavy like you just don't care. Shiny man a sing, keep the ganja pipe burning. The good sense to me, your man yearning. A ganja man, they put you stiff in the air. On the wavy like you just don't care. Blaze up the fire, keep it burning. 24/7, 365, we keep it alive. Blaze up the fire, keep it burning. 24/7, 365, we keep it alive. Keep the ganja pipe burning. The good sense to me, your man yearning. A ganja man, they put you slip in the air. On the wavy like you just don't care. When me sing again, keep the ganja pipe burning. The good sense to me, your man yearning.
say it was Chinese or Jamaican.
Hi, this is Jet Baker. And I always take time for him. It's all about information.
Well, I forgot that I put a PSA on the end of it. I played that song enough that
and audio download. Free music
I put
download.
a little
All the
public
top
service
artists,
on the
all the
stage
hot
ID.
artists, and all the interviews with
Actually,
people
radio
in the
program
city.
now.
The Movie Makers. See what all the buzz is all about. It's time for him. That's right. It's time for him. Now, here's Casper.
And we want to thank you for tuning in. We want to thank you for tuning in to the Hollywood Hempress. She is the lady with the mostest here on the network. Someone that we love, and don't forget to share her with your friends.
Take a hit of her and pass her around.
I had to say something because they said, here's Casper. I forgot, oh yeah, I used that on my own show. Never mind. So I gave you some love. I gave you some love at the end of your show, Terry.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, or I wouldn't have said anything at all, but I forgot. Oh yeah, here's Casper. Oh, sorry.